we reached the time limit on that last video, on exercise 10 we were solving for x, and what we did is we took this cosine squared and made it cosine x over 2 quantity squared, because that's what it means, and then you applied the half angle formula for that. Square cancels out the square roots, the 2 cancels out with a half, poof and poof, and I just went backwards for some reason. Okay, so now we have a much simpler equation. It's just that now I have sine squared and I have a cosine in there. So I need to get rid of this sine squared. And sure, I could use a power reducing formula on that, but that would just be silly because remember the sine squared formula, the power reducing formula, has a cosine of 2x in it, and I don't want that. So I'll just use this Pythagorean identity that sine squared x plus cosine squared x equals 1. If we solve this for sine squared x, we just have to subtract that over there. So 2 minus, in parentheses, 1 minus cosine squared x equals 1 plus cosine x. Now they're all cosines and everybody's happy. Okay, continued right up here. So distribute this negative sign through the parentheses, and I get 2 minus 1 plus cosine squared x equals 1 plus cosine x. If I add these two things together, I get 1, and I have a 1 on the other side, so I subtract it, and poof, they disappear. And I'm left with cosine squared x equals cosine x, but I'll just subtract that over here to this side, minus cosine x equals 0. Both of these have a factor of cosine, so factor it out. Cosine x, open your parentheses, cosine x minus 1 equals 0. Now set them both equal to 0. Cosine x equals 0 for the first one, and for the second one, cosine x minus 1 equals 0. So where does cosine equal 0? Cosine equals 0 right here at pi halves and 3 pi halves. These differ by a pi, so x is equal to n times pi over 2. That takes care of all of the solutions for that first half. The second half, cosine x equals 1. Where's cosine equal to 1? Right here at 0, or come back around at 2 pi, or come back around at 4 pi, etc. So this is just multiples of 2 pi. So x is equal to 2 n pi. So there's all the solutions total.